Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It's hard to miss someone wearing a safety jacket. I mean, they're typically an intense neon orange with reflective stripes so that even in the most dense fog or the darkest night, you'll still be noticeable. That's why construction workers, crossing guards, and highway maintenance workers are required to wear them, so that they stick out. So, they've got to see her, right? I mean, she's literally beaming in the sun like a ripe pumpkin in an empty patch. And if she moves now, it'll all be meaningless. The hard work that she put in for months will be all for nothing. So she can't move. Not yet. Not until they stop driving. They need to stop now. There are people inside the house. Why won't they stop the vehicle? Her mom always said, Rachel is different. She's resilient, fearless, grounded. She was always destined for the people. Well, maybe too grounded. Her feet are planted firmly as if they're one with the earth, one hand gripping onto the megaphone, knuckle white as snow, and the other high up in the air, waving as she comes face to face with an 80,000-pound bulldozer. Her dad always said, Rachel's different. She would rather die protecting the world than to watch it burn. Hi friends, welcome to Sunday Sips with Safa. I hope you're doing well. Today we're drinking Rumman, which is a little word for pomegranates in Arabic. It's a popular fruit in countries like Lebanon, Palestine, Syria, mainly the Middle East, but also really popular in Europe too. I mean, pomegranates are literally the best fruit. They're packed with vitamins and fiber. They're really good for your heart, and they also carry anti-cancer properties. Not only that, they're really good to fight off bad breath, and they help keep your brain active. Growing up, I hated pomegranates. Well, hate is a strong word. Strongly disliked pomegranates because of the seedy parts, and just love the juice. But now it's ironic because I actually dislike the juice and love eating pomegranates itself. But for you guys today, I am drinking the juice, and I want you to live a long, healthy life. So please add Rumman to your diet from now on. I'd rather be eating it right now. Oh, that is strong. Before we begin, today's video is to recognize Rachel's story. For many, she resembles a symbol of hope, and the intent is to continue sharing her life. All information was fact-checked by multiple sources. This video is solely for educational purposes, and please let me know if there is any information that I could have included. Now, let's begin. From the moment she was born, Rachel was a firework, bursting with colors and the overwhelming joy, promise, hope, spreading herself across the horizon. Her life mission was to do anything and everything to create a better world around her. When she was only in 5th grade, she was the coolest kid ever. From taking trips to the rainforest and staying a night with the native macaws, to writing a speech so powerful that it got recognized by her hometown, Olympia. And just so I can show you how powerful, in 1989, Rachel stood in front of a sea of people, mainly city officials and reporters, with her classmates sitting behind her, her hair half tied up, wearing a blue and white collared sweater, and recited,
I'm here for other children. I'm here because I care. I'm here because children everywhere are suffering, and because 40,000 people die each day from hunger. I'm here because those people are mostly children. We have got to understand that the poor are all around us and we're ignoring them. We have got to understand that these deaths are preventable. We have got to understand that people in third world countries think and care and smile and cry just like us. We have got to understand that they are us. We are them. My dream is to stop hunger by the year 2000. My dream is to give the poor a chance. My dream is to save the 40,000 people who die each day. My dream can and will come true if we all look into the future and see the light that shines there.
Have you ever been to a protest? I've always found them so powerful. Something about the peaceful aura around them where everyone is gathered in union for the same cause. It gives a strong sense of community. I mean, as long as you're not harming anyone, it's absolutely monumental for the future. For example, the civil rights movement, where people protest to give Black Americans equal rights as everyone, or the Berlin Wall protest, the college sit-ins to end the war in Vietnam, Gandhi's Salt March, and the anti-war movement. These are just a few of many protests that our history holds. But Rachel took it one step farther than us. She became a committed peace activist and joined the International Solidarity Movement Organization, or ISM. And in 2003, this organization set up base in Rafah, Palestine. Their goal was to protect and to peacefully protest against the policies that were being set place in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. But Rachel's interest didn't just spark because of the movement. No, Rachel was already on fire when she learned about the Nakba Day, where nearly 700,000 Philistines were expelled from their homes, beginning a long journey of ethnic cleansing. A horrific war that emerged in 1948 caused one of the biggest ongoing refugee crises in modern day. Now, don't get me wrong, the citizens were removed from their homes because the British Empire had promised a land to the state of Canaan, a land that wasn't even theirs to begin with. And Canaan, on the other hand, needed a home. And while I do agree everyone deserves a rightful home of their own, especially after the tragic events that happened during World War II, I want to emphasize it was not the British to give. After learning about the tragic history, Rachel set storms to create the Olympia Rafah Sister City Project for her senior year at Evergreen State College. Her vision was to make the conflict humane, intimate, and not just a foreign policy in a distant land. Imagine loving the idea for freedom so much that you're willing to give up your life and comfort and travel thousands of miles to make your project a dream come true. But I mean, why not? Palestine's beauty is woven from the rugged mountains of the West Bank to the golden beaches along the Mediterranean coast. The lush olive groves, vineyards, and orchards blanket the countryside, adding charm to the land. The warmth of Palestinian hospitality and richness of its culture's tradition creates a vibrant tapestry. And of course, Palestine's enduring beauty mostly lies in the resilience of its people and their deep connection to their land. So it's no surprise in January 2003, Rachel joined the ISM along with several other activists and moved to Rafah. Their goal was to protect the homes from being demolished and to preserve the land. At first, other than her host family, the Nasrallahs, many locals felt uncomfortable by the American students' presence. It's the fear of unknown, I suppose. When you don't speak the same language or share the same culture, you tend to distance yourself to protect your peace. But Rachel's a gem, a literal definition of one of the kind, because in her 4 years of college, she would learn how to speak, read, and write in Arabic. While it wasn't perfect Arabic, it was enough to get her to communicate with the residents and to gain their trust. And as for the children who would hide behind their mother's skirt, peering out to take a peek at the beautiful blonde-haired, blue-eyed lady, would be eventually won over by playing soccer with her in the neighborhoods. In February, she would write her mother an email, one of many, stating that, "I don't know if many of the children here have ever existed without tanks shelled holes in their walls and the towers of occupying armies surveying them constantly from the near horizons." I mean, I think, although I'm not entirely sure, that even the smallest of these children understand that life is not like this everywhere. March 16, 2003, Rachel received a phone call from a fellow activist. "They're back. They're heading to Dr. Nasrallah's home." And without a second thought, she ran past the sandy tract olive groves and caught a taxi. "Too high, assalam. Please, quickly." Abu Ahmed, Nasrallah's neighbor, saw a frazzled Rachel running towards the house. He ran out, grabbed her by her bag, and said, "Come inside and have some tea." But Rachel was on a mission and bolted. There was the sound of heavy machinery ripping out the gentle earth. In her bright orange blazer, she stood in front of the bulldozer, heading straight for the host neighborhood. She waved her arms above her head, using her megaphone to shout, as she has many times before successfully, for them to stop. Whether her foot got caught, or she froze in fear, or it was truly sheer bravery, Rachel didn't move. Honestly, I truly believe it was her resilience that kept her grounded. The bulldozer, with this blade aiming above at the eye level, giving full view to the operator and co-operator, kept pushing forward. The rubble beneath her began shifting, causing her to fall as the vehicle drove over her. Her fellow activists at this point started shouting at the operator to stop, pointing at Rachel, waving their arms, begging them to stop. The operator reversed back completely, driving over Rachel once more. 5:05 p.m. The Red Crescent ambulance would arrive at the Palestine Najjar Hospital. Rachel had sustained multiple injuries from the pressure of 80,000 pounds crushing her. That's like being sat on by 6 African elephants. Her body went into shock, slowing down her nervous system, limiting blood flow to protect herself. Her skull was fractured, causing severe damage to the brain, breaking her spine in process. Her ribs were crushed into her lungs, puncturing them, causing hemorrhaging in the right lung. 15 minutes after arrival, Rachel Aliene Corrie was pronounced dead. Rachel's sister, Sarah, and her husband were sitting in the kitchen, having their fresh morning roll from a nearby bakery, sipping on their coffees. The house phone rang, but they decided to let the machine get it until they heard the, "I'm so sorry, I just heard about the tragedy on TV." Sarah jumped out of her seat, panicking. What tragedy on TV? While her husband powered on the TV, ready to flip through all the channels. But they didn't have to. Every single news channel was plastered with Olympia woman killed in the Gaza Strip. Sarah fell to the ground, stifling in between sobs, wondering if her parents knew. They couldn't have, right? I mean, otherwise they would have called, right? Her husband called the Corrie household. Craig, Rachel's dad, was at the laundromat, so Cindy picked up. "Hey, Cindy, is Craig home?" "Oh no, he'll be back later. Is everything okay, Callie?" "Mom?" "Yes, Sarah?" "It's Rachel. The TV. It says Rachel Corrie of Olympia, Washington, killed in the Gaza Strip." Cindy felt her whole world stop. Her little girl who drew a map of saving the entire world on a piece of square, gone. Her little girl who would give the very shirt off her back to keep someone else warm, gone. Her little girl who lit every corner of their lives up was now gone. Even if the worst thought that ran through her mind for the first couple of minutes was, could it be another young woman from Olympia in the Gaza Strip? As selfish as it sounds, be her only solace in this moment was now gone. Every March since 2004, residents in Gaza play a soccer game in her honor. Her parents, Craig and Cindy, continue to speak out actively on her behalf of the ongoing humanitarian crisis that is still currently happening in Palestine. Her alma mater, Evergreen State College, is one of the first universities in the U.S. to agree to divest in the honor of Rachel. Locals of Olympia continue to breathe life into the Olympia Rafah Sister City project through art and continuous conversations. And with heavy heart, I regret to inform you that Rafah is no longer a safe zone. Homes have been demolished and destructed, making it a barren land for refugees of their own. But Rachel's death didn't go in vain. She sparked a conversation in the time when no one wanted to have it. Her act of courage has led many around the world to speak up, and her parents created a foundation in her honor, which is accessible on rachelcorriefoundation.org. And it offers many information as well as the full extent of Rachel's emails and the complete mural with an audio key to hear about each image. And before I go, I'd like to share one last message from Rachel's email. My love to everyone. My love to my mom. My love to Smooch. My love to FG and Barnhair and Sesame's and Lincoln School. My love to Olympia. Take care of yourself, drink Raman, and I will see you again soon. Bye.